He was writing his last love story. She was living her last days. And then, something impossible happened. A single moment, that should have been an ending, turned into something no one could explain. A dying artist, who suddenly began to heal. A struggling writer, who started seeing things that do not belong to this world. And a love that refused to follow the rules of time. But here is the question. Was it a miracle, or did they awaken something that was never meant to be found? Stay with me, 'cause this story does not just change their fate, might change the way you see love forever. Before we dive into the incredible story, do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you never miss our powerful, life-changing content. Thank you for listening to this heartfelt story. If it moved you, share it, comments below, and let someone know you are never alone. The doctor's voice fell gently, yet shattered everything. Terminal. The word lingered, like dust in sunlight. Felt it. In my throat. In my chest. In the silence between us. Isabella smiled. Unafraid. As if the world had simply whispered. Secret. Not a sentence. We walked out together. The sky stretched wide. Endless. Mocking. Maybe. Inviting. Her hand found mine. Warm. Steady. Let us make a list, she said. Not of regrets. Of moments. We wrote it that night. Untorn pages. From my unfinished novel. Visit the edge of the frontier plains. Paint the sunrise. Write a story worth remembering. Dance in the rain. Feel alive. Truly alive. Before time tries to interrupt. Days turn golden. Each moment, carefully chosen. Like fragile glass. I watched her paint. Colors trembling. Against the wind. Her breath uneven. Yet her eyes, bright. Full of something stronger than fear. Something could never write. One evening, the air shifted. Sharp, cold, unexpected. She stumbled, just slightly, but enough for my heart to collapse. Inward, her fingers tightened around mine, and for the first time, I saw it. Undeniable. Her smile returned, but slower, fragile, like it carried weight, too heavy for light. We reached the cliffs, where the land met forever. The wind howled, wild, restless. She stepped forward, lifting her canvas, as if she could hold the horizon still. I felt everything, once, fear, love, helplessness, and something deeper, something rising, unfamiliar, unstoppable. Do you feel that? She whispered. Air shifted again, but this time, softer, warmer, like the world itself. Leaned closer, to listen. Her breathing steadied, just for a moment, just enough, for hope, to enter, quietly, like it had always been there, waiting, hidden between heartbeats, and unfinished dreams. I looked at her, really looked, and something inside me refused to accept an ending, because in that moment, with the sky burning gold, and her fingers still wrapped in mine, felt like time hesitated, like the story was changing, without asking permission, and I began to write again, not with ink, but with belief, each second stretching, beyond what should be possible, beyond what anyone had promised. And Isabella turned toward me, eyes brighter, stronger, as if something unseen was rewriting her, line by line, breath by breath, and the horizon no longer looked like an end, but a beginning, still unfolding. Her fingers trembled, yet held mine tighter, as if something unseen flowed between us, not fear, something warmer, alive. The wind softened, its wild edge fading into a hush, like the world paused, just to watch her breathe. Again, deeper this time, steadier, impossible. I felt it then, quiet shift, inside my chest, inside hers, like two broken rhythms, learning the same song. She laughed, soft at first, then brighter, like sunlight returning after a storm. I feel strange, she whispered. Not weak, not fading, something else, something rising. The canvas slipped from her hands, colors spilling into dust, yet her eyes held more color than anything she had painted. I stepped closer, every sense sharpened. The scent of earth after distant rain, the sound of her breath finding strength, the warmth of her skin, no longer fragile, but burning with quiet life. Sudden pulse through her hand, through mine, through the space between heartbeats, and the shock hit me, sharp, undeniable. Her grip grew stronger, not fading, not slipping, growing. Look at me, she said, and I did. I saw it, clear, unmistakable, pain, loosening, its hold, like something had been lifted, without warning, without reason. The sky darkened, clouds rolling, heavy, as if the world struggled to understand what it had just allowed. She stepped forward, firm, certain, no hesitation. Each movement carried weight, carried life. I felt my breath catch, my mind racing, searching for sense, finding none, only wonder, only disbelief. Her heartbeat against my palm, steady, strong, real, too real to deny. A distant thunder rolled across the plains, deep, echoing, like a warning, or a witness to something that should not exist. She smiled again, but this time held something new, something fierce, something unbreakable. We are not done, she said, voice steady, anchored, as if she had seen beyond this moment, beyond fear, beyond every ending ever spoken over her name. A list, our fragile list, fluttered in the wind, pages tearing free, scattering, yet none of it felt lost, because something greater had taken its place. Felt it in every breath, every heartbeat, every trembling second, stretching, expanding, defying. She pulled me forward, toward the open land, toward whatever waited, beyond logic, beyond certainty. And as we moved together, I realized this was no longer a story about time running out, but something far more dangerous, far more powerful, something that refused to follow any ending ever written. And the ground beneath us seemed to hum, alive, restless, as if the miracle had only just begun, and something unseen still watched, still waited for what we would dare to believe next. The earth trembled, soft at first, then deeper, like a heartbeat beneath our feet, froze, every instinct, yet she moved forward, drawn, as if the horizon called her name. The air thickened, warm, electric, each breath tasted like rain before it falls. Do you feel it? She asked, her voice steady, too steady for someone who had once been fading. I nodded, unable to explain. A pull, quiet force, guiding us beyond reason. The plains stretched wider, endless gold, turning silver under a sky that no longer felt distant. Close, watching, listening. Sudden light, not from the sun, rose along the ground, thin, glowing lines, veins, alive, running beneath the soil. She stepped onto it, without hesitation, and the moment her foot touched, the light surged, bright, blinding. My heart slammed, shock tearing through me, sharp, as her body stiffened, for a breath, one terrifying breath. Isabella, her name broke inside me, and she inhaled, deep, powerful, like someone who had been underwater too long, finally reaching air. The light climbed, her feet, her hands, her chest, not burning, not hurting, transforming. Her eyes widened, reflecting something vast, ancient, impossible. "I can see," she whispered, voice trembling, not with fear, with awe. The wind returned, but different, gentle, circling us, like it recognized what was happening. I stepped closer, every nerve alive, watching, terrified, hopeful, both at once. Her hand reached for me, again, and the moment our skin met, the surge hit me, violent, overwhelming, visions flashing, light, color, endless horizons, stretching beyond time. Gasp, the shock ripping through my thoughts, my body, everything. Then silence, sudden, complete. The light faded, slowly, like it had never been. Yet everything felt changed. She stood there, breathing, strong, present, real, more real than ever before. I searched her face, desperate, for signs of weakness, of illness, of anything familiar. There was none, only strength, only life, only something. Moo. A distant sound rose from the horizon, low, unfamiliar, approaching. She turned toward it. As if she already knew. My chest tightened, the unease returning, sharp, insistent. The ground pulsed again, subtle, warning, or invitation, could not tell. She squeezed my hand and smiled, that same smile, but deeper now, as if it carried secrets far beyond this moment. "We changed something," she said. Certain. The sound grew louder, closer, shaping itself into something real, something coming through the open land toward us. Felt it, that rising tension, that fragile edge between miracle and consequence, because whatever had touched her, whatever had rewritten her breath, had not left quietly. It lingered, in the air, in the earth, in us, and as the horizon shifted, revealing movement, approaching, unavoidable, understood, this was only the beginning of something far greater than love, than fate, than anything we had ever dared to write. And her hand tightened, pulling me forward, to meet it, without fear, as if she had already seen what waited next, and chose it anyway. The shape on the horizon grew clearer, not a storm, not a rider, something else, something that moved, like memory, trying to become real. My breath thinned, each step heavier, yet she walked, certain, drawn forward, as if the unknown felt familiar to her now. The ground shifted in tone, gold to ash, ash to silver, like the world rewriting its own skin. Beneath us, the sound deepened, not loud, but inside, vibrating through bone, through thought, through every doubt I still carried. "Stay with me," I said, my voice barely steady. She glanced back. "It has come, anchored." "I am here," she answered, and somehow that felt stronger than any promise. The air cooled suddenly, sharp contrast, raising every nerve into alert, and it appeared, not fully, not completely, but enough to break reason. Figure, formed from light and shadow, edges shifting, like it refused to be understood. I staggered, the shock hitting hard, undeniable. Beside me, Isabella did not flinch. She stepped closer, closer, as if meeting something long awaited. The figure pulsed, once, twice, and the ground answered. A low hum, deep, resonant, alive. I felt it again, that surge, stronger now, pressing against my chest, demanding space, demanding belief. Her hand slipped from mine, not lost, released, with purpose. "Noah," she said, soft, yet it echoed, farther than it should. I tried to reach her, but something held me, not force, not pain, something gentler, yet absolute. The figure shifted, and for a moment, just a moment, I saw something human, something almost known. hidden within its light. Isabella lifted her hand, mirroring it perfectly, as if they shared the same rhythm, the same breath. Sudden pulse exploded outward, blinding, consuming. The shock ripped through me, strong enough to steal sound, to steal thought, to leave only feeling, unfiltered. When it faded, she stood closer to it than to me. My chest tightened, fear rising, sharp, unwelcome. Isabella, her name broke again, fragile, uncertain. He turned, slowly, and her expression held everything: love, pain, understanding, and something more, something vast. I see it now, she whispered. The figure dimmed slightly, as if listening, waiting. The wind stilled, completely, unnaturally, like the world itself held its breath. I took a step forward, then another, forcing through whatever held me back. The moment I reached her, the ground cracked, thin line, glowing beneath our feet, spreading, branching, alive. The figure reacted, its form tightening, shifting, becoming clearer, more defined, more real. And with that clarity came a feeling, heavy, unavoidable. This was not chance, not random, not a simple miracle. This was something older, something that had been waiting for us, for her, for this exact moment. Isabella's fingers brushed mine again, brief, electric, charged with something new. Her eyes locked on mine, steady, unafraid, yet filled with a knowing that unsettled everything. Inside me, behind her, the figure expanded, light bending, base trembling, like it prepared to reveal more, take more, or to give something far greater than we understood. And as the ground continued to glow, spreading outward, marking the land, marking us, I felt the truth settle in, low, heavy, inescapable. Whatever had begun here was far from over, and whatever stood before us now was only the first answer to a question we had not yet learned how to ask. And Isabella stepped forward again, without hesitation, drawing closer as the light surged once more, ready to unfold. What came next? The light surged, higher, wider, until the horizon disappeared inside it. I shielded my eyes, yet felt it, everywhere, under my skin, inside my chest, pressing, insistent. Isabella stepped into it, fully, without pause, as if crossing a threshold. She had always known. No, the word tore out, but reached no distance. Sound dissolved before it could find her. The glow wrapped around her, soft, then fierce, like a storm, learning gentleness. Her silhouette flickered, fading, returning, shifting, between who she was and something becoming. I forced myself forward, each step resisted, as if the air had weight, had will. Stay with me, I called, voice breaking, unsteady. He turned, within the light, and for a second, everything stilled. Her eyes found mine, clear, bright, endless. I am not leaving, she said, and the words landed, deep, unchallenged. The figure beside her expanded again, its edges sharpening, forming something closer, to a face, presence, to intention. Moved, not walking, not drifting, but arriving, closer, without crossing space. My breath caught, sharp sting, of something ancient, something watching. Through it, the ground beneath me split, thin glowing fractures, spreading outward, like roots of light, searching, claiming. I stumbled, caught myself, refused to fall, because she was still there, still reaching, still mine. Her hand lifted, toward me, fingers trembling, not with weakness, with intensity. The moment I touched her, everything broke open, surge, violent, limitless. rushed through me. Memories, not mine. Places I had never seen. Moments that belonged to no time. Gasp. The shock unbearable, yet impossible to escape. Through it, felt her, steady, guiding, anchoring me, inside the chaos. See, she whispered, her voice, everywhere at once. The light shifted, revealing fragments, visions forming, collapsing, reforming, field, burning gold, then empty, then alive again, sky, falling, then rising, as if time bent, to something greater. The figure pulsed, stronger, reacting, responding, thus, to her. I felt it clearly now. This connection, not accident, not miracle alone. Choice, being offered, and taken. The pressure built, unforgiving, like the moment before something irreversible. Her grip tightened, pulling me closer, deeper into the light. Fear surged, sharp, demanding retreat. But her eyes held me, kept me there. Trust me, they said, without words. The fractures in the widened, light spilling through, filling every shadow, every doubt. The figure shifted again, its form stabilizing, becoming undeniable, present, real. And with that presence came weight, meaning, consequence. I felt it settle inside me, heavy, clear, inescapable. This moment was not given lightly. It demanded something from both of us, something more than belief. Her breath matched mine, perfect, synchronized, like two lives, merging into one rhythm. The light intensified, roaring now, alive, aware, and as it closed around us, tightening, shaping, preparing to reveal what lay beyond. I understood, with sudden clarity, this was only the threshold, only the beginning of a truth far greater than love alone. And Isabella stepped forward again, pulling me with her into whatever waited just beyond the edge of becoming. The light softened, not fading, transforming from something fierce into something gentle enough to hold. The pressure eased, slowly, like a storm, choosing peace. I felt the settle, the fractures closing, their glow sinking back into silence. Isabella stood before me, unchanged, yet completely new. Her breath steady, her pulse calm, her eyes no longer searching, but knowing. The figure, that impossible presence, grew still, its brightness dimming, until it felt less like a force and more like a witness. Final pulse moved through everything, through her, through me, through the quiet space between us. And then it was gone, not vanished, not lost, simply complete. I reached for her. This time, nothing held me back, no force, no resistance. Her hand met mine, warm, alive, real. Tears blurred my sight, not from fear, not from pain, but from the overwhelming truth that she was still here. We were given a choice, she said. Tough, steady. I shook my head, still trying to understand. To hold on to fear, she continued, or to step into love, without condition, without limits. The wind returned, gentle, carrying the scent of rain, and something new, something beginning. I looked at the horizon, no longer distant, no longer uncertain. I thought I was writing our ending, I said, my voice quiet, honest. He smiled, that same soft smile that started everything. You were, she answered. You just forgot that love rewrites every ending. A list, our fragile list, lay scattered, half buried, half free. Picked up a page, the ink faded, but still there. Feel alive, truly alive. I laughed, off, in disbelief, in gratitude, because we had reached it, not through time, not through certainty, but through choosing, again and again, stay, feel, to love, even when it hurt. even when it terrified. Isabella leaned into me. Her presence, steady, unshakable. The world around us felt quieter now, yet fuller, as if it carried the echo of what we had become. And in that stillness, I understood, clearly, deeply, finally, life does not promise forever. It offers moments, fragile, fleeting, beautiful, and love, true love, does not wait for perfect time or certain endings. Steps forward into the unknown, choosing connection, choosing courage, choosing to remain. Even when everything says to let go, I held her hand tighter, not out of fear, but out of presence, because the miracle was never just survival. It was this breath, this moment, this quiet, unshaken togetherness. And as we turned, walking forward, into a horizon, no longer feared, but embraced, the story did not end, simply became life, lived fully, guided by one truth, that anyone, anywhere, can carry love, when chosen with courage, does not just change endings, changes everything.